So we're 12 minutes until the start of this one. The two teams line up for a stick check. Making sure sticks are legal and safety equipment is on. Goggles for the players, or the players that choose to wear them, gun shields in. Goalkeepers ready for action. Sticks can be deemed illegal and players can have to amend feet like this in the cross. 15 for Canada passes the test and she walks away. Boisonneau. Grab your friends, banners, but be quick. They're down in the event information tent at the entrance to the Lacrosse pitch. Nearly time to introduce you to the two teams. The conclusion of Pool A here at the 2017 FIL Rathbones Women's Lacrosse World Cup. Score on pitch 2 at half time is USA 10, Wales 4. The Rathbones pitch. Please welcome the officials and the teams, England and Canada. Number one, Alison Daly. 5, Quintin Holt-Bullen. 6, Kaylin Morissette. 8, Danita Struck. 9, Katie Garn. 11, Erica Evans. 12, Megan Kinner. 13, Leah Sutton. 14, Claire Mills. 50, Emily Quasano. 60, Katie Donohoe. 80, Christy Foot. 21, Bianca Chevery. 22, Taylor Gates. 24, Ali Jimmerson. 25, Avery Hogarth. 27, Dana Doby. 35, Tori Merrill. Their head coach, Scott Teeter. Their assistant coaches, Katrina Dowd, Caitlin DeFleece, Ted Sawicki, and Gary Gates. Their physiotherapist, Eleanor Hobbs, and medical practitioner, Jennifer Teeter. And now, introducing the team from England. Number 1, Tor Anderson. Number 2, Sophie Brett. 4, Charlotte Letolis. 6, Kirsten Lafferty. 7, Emma Adams. 8, Chloe Chan. Number 9, Laura Merrifield. 10, Annie Hillier. 11, Jenny Simpson. Number 12, Lucy Lynch. 13, Sally Keogh. 14, Ashley Gloucester. 18, Emma Oakley. 19, Ruby Smith. Number 22, Olivia Holt. 23, Megan Whittle. Number 29, Camilla Hayes. And 31 for England, Izzy McNabb. Their head coach, Phil Collier. The assistant coaches, Caitlin Hoffman and Alex Carnegie-Brown. Their manager, Lara Owen. The physiotherapist, Sophia Busfield. And their S&C coach, James Wilde. The officials for this one, Shihoko Kashima, Sachiko Goto, Liz Brush, and Steph McCrae. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able for the national anthem. First, the national anthem of Canada. The national anthem of England. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rathbones pitch. Please give it up for both teams, England and Canada, ahead of this vital Pool A clash here at the 2017 FIL Rathbones Women's Lacrosse World Cup. On rankings coming into this World Cup, Canada were ranked second, England ranked fourth. Those rankings, of course, from the 2013 World Cup in Oshawa. But here at the 2017 FAL Rathbones Women's Lacrosse
So, good afternoon, sports fans and all those lacrosse fans out there worldwide. Welcome to the FIL Rathbones Women's World Lacrosse Championship. We're here in Guildford, Surrey in England. We've had an excellent day today where we've seen the quarter-finals take shape, and this evening we're looking for a key matchup between Canada wearing red and the hosts England wearing white. Next to me is Dave Caldwell. He's going to be helping provide some expert analysis for everybody. And Dave, welcome, and some early thoughts about this game.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I think this is a really interesting game because England really, throughout the tournament so far, started strongly with two good performances against Wales and Scotland, but have been disappointed with how they've played against the USA and Australia, and really looking for the performance at this stage of the tournament that will take them into the quarterfinal round where they can feel positive going to that round, where Canada have really secured it. Good wins over Australia, beaten beaten Wales and Scotland already, and will just be looking to, I don't know, Mark, probably just to conserve their energy for that quarterfinal round, because in all reality, this game doesn't hold that much significance to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it'll be interesting to see how Canada plays. I think that from the home nation, we're really looking for a really good performance, a strong performance through the midfield and the attack. In the last couple of games, England have struggled to score goals. How do you see Coach Collier addressing that goal-scoring issue?
But it's going to be difficult for England because we know Canada plays a zone defence, which is different than what they've seen so far in the tournament, where most teams play man-to-man. What should happen in this is we see an English team that be patient in attack, wait for those good opportunities, wait for the openings, but it's whether they have that discipline in attack, because it's lacked there so far. I know, having conversations with various people within the England team, that's probably the area they've been most disappointed in, is their attack and their discipline in attack. And it'll be really interesting to see how they come out the gates here.
I'm looking for the captain, Laura Merrifield, to give a big performance today.
Yeah, well, I think Laura, you know, she started strong in that Wales game, and I think as a captain, you're really looking for a strong performance against, you know, a top-ranked country like Canada. Probably looking for Olivia Hump as well in attack to come in with a strong performance. We see Jenny Simpson play well throughout the tournament, controlling things from the back. And what I really expect her is hopefully to dictate things with Laura Merrifield, with Megan Whittle and Olivia Hump sort of feeding off the direction from Jenny behind the goal.
And Canada, lots of Dana Dobie, the experienced number 27.
She's the old head, isn't she? So she's the one that's given England and problems before in old World Cups. Left-handed player, so she's really difficult to mark, and even doing something different like coming out from outside from the draw, just doing something different we don't see normally.
So here we go then, Merrifield drawing off against Morissette, and England with an early possession through Brett. Mistake by Chan, puts the ball on the floor. England controlling the opening draw control. Bounce pass to Boissonneau. Anderson playing Boissonneau. Hump trying to get a touch. And Canada.
Thought they were offside there, Mark, but Canada, the far player with Evans, was kept them onside. So mistake by the official there, but we restart play.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're going to expect a few early nerves here, a very big crowd at Guildford after a beautiful sunny day. temperatures just dropped a little bit more comfortable for the players to play. And we see the ball in Dana Dobie's stick behind. Gives it up to Jimmerson. Jimmerson, key attack player for the Canadians.
England come out man-to-man, Mark. We know in watching England play in previous test matches, sometimes they have difficulty marking that crease. So it'll be really interesting to see how they cope with Dobie and Kinnerson behind.
Yeah. It's interesting that England have put Chan on marking Dobie, and we'll have to see how that matchup goes. And here's Merrifield, and a ping feed inside to Gate doesn't quite come off. The possession's retained by Canada, and
oh, we see a charge call there.
Charge call there on by Canada. It was Jimmerson on the pull dodge, just on around the post. She took the dive finish, but
I think it was 6 and 1, half a dozen another. Annie Hillier really physical on the defence there.
I thought her feet were in good position, though. I really did think that she was in a strong defensive posture there, and I think that's what the shape the officials were seeing, and basically that's why the decision was given that way. England moved the ball down the middle of the field. It's in Merrifield's stick. Ball on the floor again, but Merrifield recovers it. Flip pass.
England just seem lackadaisical here in the midfield.
Well, early nerves. Hillier secures possession. I'm sure it'll be better once they've driven it up the field. Oakley on the ball.
Draws the foul, just a little up check there on Oakley.
And over to Lynch. Lynch to Anderson. Anderson looks behind to Brett. Brett feeds Simpson. Simpson with some cutters in the middle. Feeds Anderson. Anderson to Lynch. Back to Anderson. England being pretty patient with this first possession, Dave.
Patient, interesting to see Merrifield go into the hole to start with. What really interesting to see is Whittle's not on the field at this moment in time.
Yeah, there's been some real concern in the England camp about Whittle. There seems to be a problem that she picked up in the Australian game, and it could be one of the things we'll watch out for today to see whether she does come and participate or not. Feed on the inside by Anderson to Lynch.
A little bit of that decision making we were talking about earlier, Mark. Anderson with the feed into Lynch. Lynch catches that pass. There's not much she can do there because there was a lot of Canadian pressure on her, but she draws the foul.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of those times where you catch it and basically run away from the goal rather than towards it. Try and run away from the pressure, head for the green grass. England can control, gives it behind to Simpson. Merrifield on the cut. And there we have the opening goal. That's a Simpson to Hump goal. So Simpson with a pinpoint feed to Hump.
That's a start England would want. Great finish to start with. Better decision by Simpson. We talked about Simpson controlling from behind. England really need to look to have the ball on her stick to feed those cutters. We saw the Canadian defense actually mark her behind, so they obviously see her as a threat to feed the ball. But a great opening start for England.
Yeah, and a really nice backyard goal there, really. These two players, Hump and Simpson, grew up in the same small town and have known each other since they were at primary school together. So, you know, an excellent goal. Obviously understand each other's game really well, and it was a pinpoint feed as Hump came down the channel for the finish. Possession there in the middle secured by England after the ball pinging around. It seemed to me, Dave, that Canada actually got possession to start off with and then lost it fairly immediately, and England then recover the loose ball and take it into attack. We've got to stop in play at this moment in time because Evans just took a bump in the middle of that. Officials just want to make sure that she's okay in the middle of the field. She seems fine and play's going to resume.
I know one of the changes Coach Collier talked about was the centre draw because they were poor against the Australians. He's moved Hump into the centre draw, which she came away with the ball there and got it to Lynch. So really,
here's Brett. Brett has Lynch on the cut open, but decides not to use her. Lynch looking to the inside, gives it Merrifield. Patient attack. First time we've seen Lafferty on the field for England, at number 6. Brett on the drive.
Canadians still on the zone, but they're playing the ball behind.
Really nice defense there by Keener. The Canadian number 12 really is a bit of a glue in that sort of defensive midfield. She works so hard. Her and Morissette really do a lot of yardage in there alongside Boissonneau. Gate comes out to play. Feed to the inside. To Hump, didn't come off from Merrifield.
Yeah, I don't know that Hump was quite ready for that pass. She was on the back foot to receive that ball.
But what is nice, and we haven't really seen it from this England team that often in this tournament, is they're very switched on, very mentally alert, and the ground ball's snaffled up straight away. Lynch decides not to give it Lafferty and gives it into the midfield. Anderson's seen quite a lot of ball. Here's Lafferty. Lafferty to Simpson. Simpson to Anderson, and England really just feed to the inside to Lafferty. She caught it right-handed and didn't get her hands changed to get a left-handed shot off. Tries to turn on inside, gets a big bump from the Canadian defense. Ball goes on the floor, back to the keeper, and
she would have been wanting a foul there. There was a pretty big bump there, Mark, but in an ideal situation, we want to receiving that ball in her left hand to be able to turn and shoot straight away.
Absolutely, yeah, and she kind of got stuck about what to do. So Canada compressing the field here, sending all their players into the attacking half and looking for a ping pass, which they eventually get with Guy. Guy working nice and hard, played by Brett. Brett trying to find Simpson, and finally they get it clear with Sutton. Sutton gives it up into the Canadian midfield. Keener, as we were talking about, a lot of glue work done by Keener. Ball goes behind to Jimison. She'll have the ball in her stick quite a lot. Jimison with the ball behind again. We've talked about how England have had problems with this crease drive, and here comes the crease drive. Dobie sat on the crease, being marked by Chan.
Yeah. Chan just got caught on the wrong side of her there for a second, and there she is, pops to the side. Chan's got to be really careful, Mark and Dobie. As she said, many World Cup experience, very experienced player in Canada, and just subtle little movements, getting on the wrong side of Chen to get free.
Dobie with the ball. England trying to match up down the post, and that's good defense by Lynch. A held check, unfortunately, as the ball went through, but coverage was pretty good there on the backside cut, Dave.
Yeah, no, excellent. She got her stick in just at the right time to disrupt that cut. Good luck, good chance for Canada, but the England defense was strong there. Interested to see what we do with the restart, because it looks like Emma Oakley for England is just slightly out of position, and it's how we react as a potential 3v2 out top.
Evans feeds it up to Keener. Keener just given the ball by Jimison. The play, there's a lot of England defenders on the right-hand side of the goal. Keener could spot that. Goes one-on-one from the top. Cruises in down the alley, and a really nice finish through the legs.
We got the replay coming here. You can see the England defenders out of position, and you could tell they were just a bit unsettled there, because they were talking to each other through about who was going to pick up who on the restart, and what they forgot about was Kinna up top, who was able to sweep and get a nice low off stick side shot and goal.
So that ties the game up. We've just about played in 9 minutes here, and we go to the restart again. We've got Merrifield in there, and we're going to see Dobie this time. Dobie in the middle with Morissette in between two England players towards the Canadian goal. The two of them seem to play together on the centre draw. This time it goes forwards to Chan. Chan does really well.
Does really well, because he took a nasty swing from Dobie there. Surprised there was no call.
Yeah, but then a loose pass, and then Canada are actually on the races here. but decide they're not going to push the break. And Strop holds the ball up, goes behind to Jimison, and just a bit disappointing that pass just behind Merrifield and gives possession up when they work so hard to get it.
Yeah, I mean, England really have to treasure the possession that they get and make the most of it. We've seen a few turnovers at the start of this game, just some loose passes, some loose handling. That'll be the one frustration at this stage that they want to rectify as they move forward.
Hayes on that far side.
Couple England changes coming in. Hayes on the ball. Emma Adams on the pitch.
Jimison matched up against Hillier. There's the give and go. Dobie just settling things down, really helping quarterback this young Canadian team. Gives it up to Jimison.
Another slight concern for the England defence, just
inside roll. Very good defence from Hillier. Hillier dinks it out. England off to the races.
As Jimison cut through on that last play, she
it up.
She did get on the right side of Hillier. Hillier was out of position, but England another loose pass.
Dave, that's a poor bit of play, really. I mean, you know, we recovered possession. Goalkeeper then can take her time. She's not under any pressure. She spots a cut out wide. Unfortunately, pass doesn't connect. Turnover, more Canadian possession. Here we have Evans on the flip pass marked by Lynch. Evans is looking behind. Here's Jimison to Dobie. Dobie's going to settle it down again. Will you see this give and go move, this pick and roll off the crease? It'll be really interesting to look at where we are now. She just wants to take all the air out of the game. Possession is a key for them.
Yeah, the turnover count for England at this stage really is it going to. They need to really look after that ball when they have it. Turnovers just can absolutely kill the mood of a team.
Nice dodge there. And we have a foul called by the far side official, sending Evans to the line. I think that they'll ping Chan for this one, Dave. I think they're going to call her for a stick on body there.
Yeah, I'm surprised it was Chan, because it was Gloucester maybe that came around. Chan looked to be in a good position there. But first free position for Canada.
And a save.
England get the sticks in.
Yeah, and a good save as well. It was chipped, it went down. Good read from the keeper, and now we just need to play some settled bits.
So England will have a free player here because Dobby's marking Izzy McNabb. They just got to take their time. Again, another turnover. It's not a huge amount of pressure from Canada.
Gate just refusing the shot, driving round, gives it up. More Canadian pressure, more Canadian ball. Here's Keener on the drive. Well done from Hayes to go through some moving traffic in front of her to still stay on the player. And again, we give it up to Dobie, and all the air will be taken out. Dobie matched up by Gloucester. Pinpoint feed. Boissonneau takes it over. And Morissette will come and play some attack. I love the way that the Canadians just interchange positions, and we now have one of their sort of attacking midfield players playing sort of close defence, and they play such a fluid game, don't they?
Well, I think the difference we've seen so far is Canada look really relaxed on the ball, really confident, where England just seem that little bit too nervy still haven't settled from the opening period, although we see a loose pass there. But that's the difference at this stage, even though we're still tied at 1. But Canada just look really relaxed, really comfortable. Got to see if England's nerves settle here.
Gloucester's just showing behind to try and cut down the pass to Dobie, and we now have Hillier one-on-one with Jimison behind the goal. Jimison takes it to the left. Check in there by Hillier, and now we're off to the races with
Oakley brought the ball out. Great check by Hillier. Great positioning. You can see she's pumped up. She's raising her arms. But that's a great defense of stand there from England. And it's been a long time since we've had the ball in attack.
And Canada going play man on man. Big chance. Hump! With a great finish, that was a really good look. Hayes on the guard, but the Canadian defence did not get themselves sorted out at all. Hump with a backdoor cut, ends up in the hole, nobody blocking behind them. Easy feed from Hayes to the inside, simple finish, great England break.
Great England break, picked the right decision now, and replays coming up here with Anderson just up top. Hayes gets the ball, and the Canadian defense was all out of sorts, and I think that's the one thing with Canada playing his own mark, is sometimes if you can attack quickly, they don't get themselves set up and organized, and the looks to the crease will be there.
They were showing man on man, that was the thing, and there was confusion there about whether they were going to stay man on man or whether they were going to go to a zone. That opened the space up in the middle, and we see the simple goal. England 2-1 up, Merrifield back in the middle against Dobie.
Officials taking a long time to get restarted here.
Yeah, they've actually... the official just seems to want to get things sorted out properly. And
yeah, the last draw we had, Merrifield really didn't draw, so I think she's just checking to make sure that we're all okay. Clock has been stopped.
And there seems to be...
I think I just saw a lightning flash mark. Oh, a green card.
Okay, it's a green card, and I suspect the green card is for...
Well, there was a lot of conversation going on in the middle, and the green card must be a warning to the official about what was being discussed in that center circle. So Canada has to be really careful. They could end up with a yellow card at the end if they keep talking to the officials.
And here's Smith on the drive. Nice check in there by Guy. She's got such great feet, Guy, and she was just in a great position there just to give it a tap. Didn't dislodge the ball, but just gave it a dink, and English player had to retain possession.
Well, Latola certainly wasn't ready for that.
Here's Brett. Brett wants to spin out of that, really. All over Sutton, all over her.
Well, Sutton knows she's a left-handed player, and she completely shut that left-handed dodge down.
Smith takes a look, gives it up to Merrifield. Merrifield to Anderson, and England being patient here.
Canada's still showing zone. Hump's playing in the middle here. Obviously, England, Coach Collier, his tactic was to put Hump in the middle to try and beat this zone.
Simpson had a really good look at Hump then, and there was no joy. Canada trying to get some pressure on that, and a foul by Guy. Guy working really hard behind to put Simpson under pressure. Simpson doing a great job at retaining the ball under that pressure and eventually drawing the foul. Gives it a Hump behind. Hump feeds the front to Mills. Canada doing a really good job of not getting in shooting space there. Ball moves round. Smith on this right-hand side. Going to look behind to Simpson, who looks back up front. Thought it might have gone round to Brett there, really. England seemed to be more effective. Hump with a triple team in there, and Morissette ate her up.
Yeah, I think Canada, I've seen England do that twice now to get their goals, and they're looking for that double team, and even a triple team was there so quickly. England hadn't really moved the defense there, and Anderson just forced that ball in there.
So here's the England ride. England working hard here, shutting space down. Pass comes in, the ball's actually ended up on the floor, but Keena's done a good job of corralling it. The England defense all over it. The ball gets retained back.
You know, Mark, that's the first thing we've seen all game with that little bit of intensity to win that ground ball from England.
And Oakley driving on that far side. Morissette stands the ground, tries to stand up. Oakley commits the foul, and England go back on offense. And it's really nice, really good to see the England team showing desire, commitment on the ride to try and get the ball back, turn the ball back over early. They do exactly that, and we're now playing attack again. Interesting there, we saw Donahue come out of the Canadian goal, just trying to shut the pass down to those England players behind the goal. They're obviously worried about the threat from behind Canada.
Yeah, England just being patient, working the ball around.
Simpson had another good look at Hump then. Hump round the crease.
Oh, and a great crease roll there. Hump with our early hat trick. All Hump did there was follow Simpson around, and a quick fake and a quick shot beats Donahue, and England have a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, I mean Hump so intelligent, and those two players that we mentioned before played together from being young, know each other's game really well, really playing as a pair, and crowd here getting very excited.
So here we go.
Good goals, but what England really know what to do, they want to turn possession, they want to get possession again. They want to make sure that they're tied to the back, make sure they're turned over, and England ready, lined up to go. The Canadians team still discussing what's been going on and not ready to play.
We're just getting a shot of Coach Collier there, giving some instructions to Anderson. Clearly, he's something to exploit this Canada defense. That hopefully we get it. Anderson gets back on the pitch to get those instructions on field.
So Merrifield in there against Dobia. Huge number of international caps between them, and we've got Latolis on the field now. Flip pass out to Smith, doesn't quite handle it first time.
A lot of pressure there, but Canada commits the foul. Just called for a push there. That was Kinna putting the pressure on, but...
And here's Brett. Brett gives it up, Latolis in the game. Latolis looks for a bit of space. Nice check on that far side, but excellent hustle from Brett. Gives it Simpson. Simpson looking for the cutters. Feeds the back door to Hump. This time Canada wise to it, close it down.
Yeah, Hump really needed to get a quick stick on there to get that shot off.
Evans really pushing the play there, but really good athleticism from Latolis, stayed with a stride to stride. Sometimes women's lacrosse can just be an excellent example of an athlete, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. You talk about Charlotte Latolis for England and the speed that she has to get up and down the field. You can tell she's not been in the game that long because made a bit of a sloppy pass which caused that disruption before England lost the ball.
And the same can be said for Evans. Again, works so hard in this Canadian midfield. A really good, rangy athlete. Excellent to see her at full flight coming down the field.
Latolis gets a little check in there.
Dobie versus Chan. Canada with bags of control. Here's Gate. Gate has just a little look here. Back to Dobie. Apologies, it wasn't Gate, it was Keener. Gives it up to Evans. Evans one-on-one with Latolis. What a fine individual goal.
Yeah, she was almost waiting, Evans, just for Latolis to put that check in. And as soon as she put the check in over her head, she pulled her stick across her, pulled it back. And because England weren't settled to have that second side organised, it was an easy finish.
Yeah, they seem to take the attacking players. We look at the replay, we can see how much space she's got. There's only now England defenders coming into the picture, and that gives a load of space for that moving to the inside. Evans with a lot of time to find a spot. Easy finish in top right-hand corner of the goal. 3-2 England.
Yeah. We saw Ruby Smith there was the one that was the closest England player to help there. She's just that little bit too far to be able to just slightly out of position. And Canada...
But an excellent responsibility taken by Evans there. She was the one that was cleared the ball from the defence. She was the one that took the responsibility, take the ball to the hoop, gets a reward with a really fine goal. This time Dobie absolutely cleans out possession, puts it into space. The Canadians knowing exactly where that ball's going. Keena's on the gallop to pick it up, and they secure possession. And always hard in the game of lacrosse. It's one of the few sports where we have a competitive restart. And there we see an example of what an advantage somebody in the middle who can do that well has for your team, because you can score and then you can get the ball back. And that can be a real problem for a defensive team if they've just had a goal scored on them.
Yeah, Dobby's such a smart player, both in attack and on that centre draw. She would have known what Merrifield's done the last few times, and as you say, Mark, just put it into open space for Kinna to retrieve it.
Jimmerson with a shot there. It seemed to be a very narrow angle really to take that shot. I'm not sure really that was the right kind of play. Seemed a bit of over-excitement, and in fact we can see Dobie having a quick word with her behind the goal, sort of just saying, hey, you know, we can take a better chance than that. Let's not be throwing it away. Possession's so important. Here's Gate on the drive. Nice little inside cut, which doesn't feed it. Marked by Latolis.
Another individual goal there by Gate. Oh, no.
I think as the officials sort out exactly what's happened, and I think that basically what's being said is that the Canadian player
so now the official's given the goal. She was saying there was a push by England. She entered the goal circle as she shot the ball, but's given the goal. And now we see the two captains conferring with another official about exactly why that decision was given.
Yep, but what it definitely doesn't change is that yet again, the Canadians have isolated Latolis one-on-one, taken her to the hoop. She's not been able to contain the attacking driving player. She's beaten one-on-one, and results another goal.
Yeah, we're seeing the replay there. There's the push that comes in. She falls into the crease before the goal's given, so that's what the officials were worried about. But it's given anyway. McNabb will be disappointed with that because she got a big piece of that shot.
Yeah, a really big piece of it, but unfortunately just underneath the stick, didn't really completely stop the momentum of the ball, and it ends up in the back of the net. We can see quite clearly though how that isolated Latolis out, picking on a one-on-one. We'll keep an eye on that as the game goes on. So everything's tied here at Surrey Sports Park in Guildford, England. It's 3 apiece.
It's got a change here in the centre. Hayes has come in to take the draw for England. Draws the foul.
Draws the foul. Pass out to Lynch is not quite handled, but it's fine because it's ended up in space, and Lynch can win it. Do an easy ground ball. Lynch drives it behind, turns round, gives it over to Lafferty. Ball behind with the England attack, and it's in Simpson's stick again. Simpson really quarterbacking this England performance at this moment in time, Dave. I've been pretty impressed by her composure.
Yeah, and especially seeing as Canada are putting pressure behind the goal. They're sending an extra player with this zone defence. I think the other interesting battle to see is the one between Merrills and Hump in the middle. They're working really hard. Merrills chasing Hump around.
England being really patient. There was a cut by Hayes that Hump refused to feed, even though she was pretty free, and England obviously trying to make the most of the possession, trying to find a really good high percentage opportunity. Hayes driving towards the goal, but comes out of the traffic, feeds the ball to Brett. Brett hits Hayes on the
Yeah, it was great.
Cut from the middle, but unfortunately Hayes puts it right into the goalkeeper's stick.
It was great save by Donahue. Hayes just didn't change the plane of their shot there.
Good England pressure on that far side, but Keena does absolutely fantastic to retain possession. She's being played by 3 England players there, but still comes up with the ball. Just excellent play behind to Dobie, and the game's really now settled into a pattern.
Yeah, we've seen this from the start, with Dobie just holding the ball behind, waiting for them to get organised. They're looking to see what they can exploit on the crease, but they're also looking to see what matchups suit them up front, as we've seen with the last 2 goals, dodging from up top. I think the interesting thing, Mark, what we've seen is the shots are fairly even. England have come away winning 6 of the 7 draws already, but not converting those draws into goals.
So Oakley defending Evans. Evans, as we said already, takes responsibility. A really hard left-handed drive from top right. Gets separation between her and the goalkeeper. An absolutely excellent finish to the left-hand side of McNabb.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how England respond to this. Replay coming up. You see Emma Oakley defending Evans is just that little bit too high. She wants to be lower on her hip, and as soon as Evans fakes back to the left, you see Oakley's way too high up there to defend, and it's an easy finish.
And a good finish. We could see that thing right hit high on the goalkeeper, virtually off the pipe.
Yeah, off stick side on the left-handed or the right-handed McNabb. You can see just here, she's just coming in that little bit too high. Evans gets the step and a great finish. But one thing England, I notice, aren't doing, Mark, as we have a timeout on the field, is what England aren't doing is they're backing their defenders to play 1v1, and it's not worked for these last 3 goals. So it'll be interesting to see if they make a change in defense and organize an early slide, because Evans has really had her way up top.
Yes, I mean, I think that's right. And as I said, the responsibility taken by Evans, you know, has been excellent for the Canadians. She seems to be really hungry. She wants the ball. And when she gets the ball, they seem to be wanting to give her the space. So yes, they present some problems to the England defence. And here is Alex Oljo down on pitch side.
As you can see, England just called that timeout. You can see them. They were just having their team talk there behind me. Hugely intense first half here. Canada just taking the lead. The score is 4-3. The rain just holding off, and as you can see behind me, the grandstand is practically full. So much support, so much English support, so much Canadian support. We have a very entertaining game on our hands. Back to you in the commentary box.
So thanks Alex for that pitch side report. And we have Hayes back in the middle for England. She took control of the draw the last time round. Morissette in this time, and Morissette pings it, and Sutton does a good job of tidying up at the back there for Canada, and Canada with possession again with this very slender 1-goal lead with 6 to play in the first.
Yeah, they'll be looking for another patient possession here. Look for their matchups. That's what they've done all game. It's up top with Gate at the minute. Mills defending. Over to Kinna. Merrifield's on her, not applying too much pressure. England are quite content just to let Canada have the ball around the outside as it circles behind a Dobby.
Yeah, Dobby maybe just again, really taking control, settling the team down. Here we see Evans again in this right-hand spot, decides she's keeping it. There's the cuts going away in case she wants to dodge. Decides she's giving it up to Jimison.
Again, the clear space.
Jimison doing a really nice job. Good check by Oakley. Oakley having a fine game at the back, really looks up for this one, but Dobie does a great job of getting over to the loose ball, giving possession back to Canada.
Yeah, the umpires seem to be allowing a lot of contact, letting the players play.
Kinner to Gate, Gate marked by Hayes. Gate with a stutter step, decides that she's going to shoot.
I think that took a deflection there, that shot.
I think we'll need to see the replay. It certainly either took a deflection, or maybe there was a sort of passing screen as one of the defence players moved in front of the goalkeeper.
And here we are with the replay just from up top. Mills is there, and it's a good angle from there for McNabb to see the shot, and actually comes off McNabb and into the goal.
Absolutely, it seems to hit her high on her right shoulder, and it goes into the goal off her body, and she'll be disappointed with that because she's in a good, reasonable position to save the shot, and the shot isn't from a particularly great angle.
Yeah, as a defense and as a goalkeeper, you want attack players shooting from that, because you know you can cut the angle down. As Mills comes up with the draw here. We've got a held check there. I think one of the things just interesting, Mills carrying the ball there, that now that England have a two goal deficit. As she pushed the ball there.
Absolutely, yeah, didn't get the ball behind. England feeling a bit of pressure, I would suggest. All of a sudden they've shipped a couple of goals, but here's the England pressure on the far side, but unfortunately we've got a whistle, and it's going to be a Canadian ball still.
Yeah, Canada with 4 unanswered goals at the minute. And they're going to have possession again as we're approaching halftime with just under 4 to play.
England currently offside, so Brett will just leave Gate and step back onside. Saves any whistles going, and Canada now in possession. We've got Strupp in the game. Haven't really seen much of her so far as Canada look to rest some of the key players. Pass behind goes to Dobie. Dobie marked by Chan. Lots of movement on the inside. Jimison again looking for the inside play. There's Cutters being closely marked in the middle. There's a lot of pick and rolling going on around the crease. Here we have Kinner. Kinner gives it up to Dobie, and Dobie just settles everybody down again. Interesting there, England did well on the picks and rolls that were going on the inside, and Dobie gives the flip pass and a massive save.
Yeah, they scored on that last play, Canada, and actually they ran the play better this time, because the England players completely picked each other there, but McNabb comes up with a big save. Should be pleased with that save.
And England break here with Anderson, and there's a lot of room. It'll be interesting to see what Anderson does here. Gets stood up on the far side there by Sutton. Anderson driving it behind right-handed. Cutters coming in. The Canadians trying to sort themselves out. Donahue comes behind to Mark Simpson, so there's nobody in the cage momentarily. Smith looks up top for Merrifield. Merrifield round to Lafferty, and England in a settled piece of possession.
Canada still sticking in their zone defense, and Hump's still working that goal area. Not seen much of Merrifield yet.
Hump being marked by Merrill in the middle, and it's a really interesting little contest as Hump tries to get position to receive inside passes, and Merrill tries to make sure that she's face guarded, and we can see that Hump's showing for the ball an awful lot on the inside.
Well, she's in a really good position, because actually Merrill's out of position, not defending the ball side, and Hump had a really good look there when Brett had the ball, and that's the one thing where England have the advantage of 2 left-handed feeders that can feed that right-handed shot. Just didn't see her.
Here Brett on the drive. Hump showing but not given.
You know, just a bit cluttered there with Lafferty and Smith in the middle there.
Lafferty under a minute to go. Crowd getting a bit edgy. They would like an England goal before the half finishes. England 2 down. Simpson with a nice roll and a pick herself. Great save. Really big save by Donahue. Hump though gets possession here. Still 38 seconds, which is a long time in the game of lacrosse. Hump seemed to be fouled there by Merrill, but
yeah, you're supposed to have a meter space on those restarts. She looked like she was given no breathing space there.
Anderson wins a great ground ball, takes it to the hoop. Got to be a shooting.
Yeah, we got shooting space.
2 of them count out in there, both Morissette and Keener. So looks like Morissette's been pinged for the foul.
The officials could have had their choice of Canadian players there,
but it was Anderson not actually. Anderson clattered by Morissette.
Yeah, the game's been really physical, but we've seen the officials now come in with a few calls now. I'll be interested to see how they react to this, and whether we see any cards in the near future, because the fouls that have been called have been pretty strong fouls, and we see the cloud rolling in as well. It could be interesting if we're forecast for heavy rain.
Yeah, I mean there are thunderstorms in the area, so we'll keep all your lacrosse fans out there posted. Shot blocked. Shot blocked and a foul by Breton Donahue is
really not the best shot there. I saw Simpson on the backside there who was free and unmarked.
Yeah, they were 2-on-1 on the far side, but Anderson hadn't recognised that, so the pass didn't go, and Lafferty's just looking to get in position here. Is Australia maybe Canada look maybe for one last attempt on goal. Sutton driving the ball up, inside move there, gives it out to Jimison to Dobie finishes top right. Canadian move, it's literally 1 second to go on the clock. That was just excellent lacrosse. The ball moves so quickly through the sticks. Jimison behind, plan move, Dobie sat out on the crease, back the defender off, feed to the crease, nice take, quick stick into the top corner.
Yeah, Coach Collier would be really disappointed that England had an opportunity to call back to 1 goal right before halftime. Poor decision, and Canada comes straight down and get a goal with 1 second left. So a potential 1 goal deficit at halftime becomes 3 with the great finish by Dobie. England were just unsettled and not past their.
Looks to the inside. There's Dobie wide open and just an excellent feed. She literally didn't have to move a stick at all. The ball landed right on the strings. Simple finish. As the time runs out here in the first half of this Pool A game between England and Canada at the FIL Rathbones Women's World Cup here in England. Dave, can we just have some of your thoughts about that first half and about where we think the game is heading? It's been very close, really until the last sort of 10 minutes. And in those 10 minutes, we just seem to have seen Canada just take control of the game. They've gone to a more one-on-one style. The goal right at the end of the half, as literally the seconds tick down, makes a difference to the scoreline. Where do you think this game is going?
Yeah, well, I mean, Canada look really comfortable. They're not coming up with the center draws, which we often talk about is the most important part of the game. England are actually dominating in that area, but they're not converting those possessions that they win into shots. Canada look relaxed. They're being patient, getting the looks that they require. Where now that
and just cutting across you there, Dave, we'd just like to now go down to pitch side, because we've got Alex Aljo with one of the England coaches. So over to Alex.
Yeah, here with Caitlin Hoffman, England's defensive coach. Your thoughts on that first half? Just 3 goals in it.
I think our defense have played a great game so far. Canada's got some world-class players. Our attack is doing the job up there, so we're really happy with how they're playing.
And obviously don't give away the secrets, but what are you about to go and say to your girls?
Just keep doing what they're doing. Don't get discouraged, get determined by it. And what they're doing is working. They just got to keep fighting. It's going to be a battle.
And it's been a tough tournament. 2 wins, 2 defeats. What are you expecting from this game?
I was just really happy with a good performance. I think that's what we're all looking for, regardless of what happens. Obviously, a win would be excellent, but a good performance, and hopefully the rest will take care of itself.
Thank you very much. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Caitlin Hoffman, England's defensive coach. Back to you in the commentary box.
So, thank you, Alex. And as you rejoin us up in the commentary box, sat next to Dave Caldwell here, who's doing some analysis on this game. And Dave, just where do England go now?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like England are warming up a new goalkeeper. So it looks like the England coaching staff will be disappointed with some of the saves that they thought maybe McNabb could have had. But I think we talked about at the start of the game that England need to have that discipline in attack and make the most of the chances. And we saw that when they had the ball down early in the game. But as Canada grew into the game and got the lead with the 4-goal run, which has now become a 5-goal run, England seemed to be chasing a little bit, and what Coach Collier needs to say to his team when they regroup here at halftime is stay calm, stay relaxed, stick to the plan, and be patient with those decisions and looks, because they were there early in the game. And Coach Teeter, I think he'll be relatively relaxed in halftime. I think the area he'd like to see improvement is the center draws, but they looked really relaxed in attack. They're getting the looks and making the most of the opportunities that they have. So I hope England comes out in this second half with that little bit more intensity, but again, that little bit more discipline in attack, and that will be the key for them to get back into this game. And
the key partnership that we've seen on the England goals, we've seen a key partnership between Simpson and Hunt. They know each other well. They seem to be a really big key for this England attack. If they play together, then England have got a chance of being able to claw back this lead that the Canadians have. So as we just go to some of the replays here, Dave, we can see, don't we, about the way that Simpson's quarterbacking in here and finding Hump all the time for open cuts and England goals.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're defending or attacking against a zone, you're looking for defenders to be on the wrong area. Hump did really well in that first finish because it wasn't a great feed. But we talked about some of the defense from up top with England as we see Kinna score that goal, and just good, strong, hard drives. And Canada will be looking to do more of that in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, and again, we're going to see another nice finish from Hump as Hayes feeds it in, and there's Hump sat on the backside, being able to get a really nice finish. We saw a lovely little fake there as it goes in, and here we have the following drive. There's Hump following Simpson around the crease, and a really good right-hand finish. That enabled England to go 3-1 up at this stage, but then the Canadians go to a 1-1 game on the England defence. They seem to be then going to isolating on the England defence players, going to a more 1v1 game. And as we look now at Evans, who had an excellent 5 minutes, Dave, didn't she? Here's Evans against Latolis.
Yeah, you see Latolis goes for that check, and as soon as she does that, Evans draws the stick across her, pulls it back, and it was an easy finish for her.
And quite high as well. We're seeing England defence players high. Look how high Latolis is. She's not got a broken down position. So weight's high, a centre of gravity's high. She's really struggling then to keep up with the step from the Canadian player.
Yeah, I mean...
And here we go again. Look how high the England defence player is. She's not broken, the knees down, and that just gives the route to goal in because she's not on balance.
Yeah, and Latolis would want to do better with the defense there, and we saw the same with Oakley on this goal, where Evans just, once you can sense the pressure.
There, but look how she comes up that gives Evans the route in, and that's a really nice finish. It really is a terrific.
Little rocker dodge up top to try and get Oakley off balance there, and as soon as she does that, Oakley loses her defensive position. So she's a good position there. Little rocker
And then
loses a step. And the most impressive thing about that is when Evans drops her shoulder to get the step, and Oakley has no chance at that stage.
And here we have another one-on-one dodge. And actually a really good save by the goalkeeper. Terribly unlucky that it's just, she's got herself across there. She gets a huge piece of the ball, but unfortunately the ball's come off her left shoulder, and it's gone up into the top left-hand corner of the goal.
I think one of the things as we look towards the second half will be interesting to see. We haven't seen Megan Whittle on the field. She's been one of the top England attackers. It'll be interesting to see if she's still rested as we have quarterfinals tomorrow, or whether she does come on the field just to give England that little spark. And
here we have the final goal, this excellent pinpoint pass to Dobie off the Canadian break, which literally two seconds left when that feed went in. But it was just so accurate, Dave.
So accurate, but Chan's on the wrong position again. We talked about her getting in the right position. She's not ball side there, so actually it's an easy finish for Dobie.
But so difficult, so difficult. Dobie's so strong, so powerful, muscles away into a really solid position, and just so impressed by the feed. Right in the gut of the stick, simple finish on the top. So some real work to do from an England point of view here. You know, they've under real pressure in this game to perform. There has been patches where they've performed in this first half, for definite, but there's also been periods of time where the concentration levels haven't been good enough, and they need to now go and look to address that.
Yeah, it was interesting to see a shot of the huddle there. They seem relatively relaxed there. We've got a minute and a half left of halftime. Canada's back on the field. They're ready to go.
As we look out over the FIL Rathbones Women's World Cup fields, as the outside fields finish their games, Pool A game on the far side with the USA victorious over Wales, and England go into a final huddle and breakout, ready for this second half. Just one or two concerns about the weather. We've got storms in the area, and
yeah, you can see the winds really picked up now.
And we can see from our Coventry position to our left-hand side, which is where the England goalkeeper's moving towards. We've got some dark weather behind that, which we'll keep an eye on. We really hope we're able to just get through this game.
Seeing they've decided to stick with McNabb in the goal for the second half for England. Merrifield and Dobie at the draw.
McNabb's played well. Some good competition, and Dobie comes up with an excellent ground ball, but a touch from Hump. Dobie wins the ground ball. Chan.
Yeah, on that center draw, Mark, Canada is circled with
ball down, and it's Canada struggling to recover possession, but Morissette does a really good job at just tidying up there. Gate kind of lost it. She didn't know where it was. It was kind of round her feet, and she's trying to find it, trying to corral it, and there's great teamwork there because Morissette dives in and helps her out, and Canada get possession of the ball. It's struck behind the goal. Moves it on to Chevry. First time we've really mentioned her name in the game, and flipped past the Gate. Gate moves that down to Dobie. Dobie to Jimison and feeds Chevry. And England come up with a really good ground ball. Here's Lafferty. Looks far side to Oakley. Sorry. Actually, that's Hillier. Hillier doing a really good job. Looks inside. England control the possession through Anderson and Brett, the two England lefties.
Can really feel the wind picking up. Not really affecting the players at this stage, but we'll see what happens if the rains come. And looks like Hump was blocked on the crease there. She's going to end up with a free position shot. We talked about Merrill's being really physical with Hump in the middle there, and the official spots that play off the ball. And England are going to come away with a really good free position chance here with Hump.
Wonder if the coaches had talked about that.
And a great low finish.
Oh, excellent finish, wasn't it? Hump, really.
That's the goal that England won at the end of the first half. They've got it now. Fourth goal of the game. Just makes you wonder, Mark, if the England coaching team had a word with the officials to watch that off-ball movement at halftime, because the officials are first England attack were really quick to spot that physical contact, awards Hump the free position, and a great finish and a great start in the first half for England. Now in this last Canadian draw, we actually saw Dobby run a play with Evans, Kinna, where she looped around behind, where Dobby just put the ball into space and she was right there to pick it up.
And here we have Morissette lining up deep in the midfield area in the England half, marked by Chan. Dobby actually changing her mind then about which hand she was going to use at the top of the stick, reverses her position round. Morissette goes backwards. Dave, I feel the ball's coming in our direction.
If you watch here, watch the movement, you can see the Canadian midfielder, Kinna, looking to show. Dobby's talking to her the whole time there, telling her where the ball's going to go.
And out it comes, but official not happy with that. The ball didn't come out cleanly, came out below waist height. Ball's got to go from the centre draw, has got to go above waist height in there.
Now it's interesting because Dobby's just pulling it right to our commentary position here. They could move Lynch into this space, but you don't know if Dobby then just pushes it forward to try and get a fast break.
Absolutely, and they've got to respect that because Dobby's that good. She has such a talented player in the middle of the park with the centre draw control. And England really trying to match up against her. They've used 3 players so far in this role, and this time it's Merrifield, the captain.
I'm surprised England have gone back to Merrifield because we had Hayes on taking a few draws, and England came up with the ball quite cleanly then.
Yeah, I just think they're probably just trying to break it up, give her different people, different looks each time.
And a nice little self-draw there, but unable to come away with the ball.
Hump hustling hard. Hump doing a really good job.
Oh! That's the second time we've seen Dobby with a check to the head, and she's off for 2 minutes. So that draws the yellow cards. England really have to take advantage of this. A really good opportunity to break into the game here.
Hustling so hard for the ball, really putting it out there for the team. Think her performance today has been really top quality.
Yeah, well, I think one thing we've seen from the Holing in attack, when they have lost the ball, they've worked hard to try and get it back.
Certainly have worked hard. Here's Merrifield.
And again, we see another strong physical play from the Canadians. They have to be really careful that they don't end up with 2 people in the box.
Shivari there on the slide across, takes Merrifield at the waist. Ball down to Lafferty, Lafferty down to Anderson. Brett shows on the inside, but stick not in the right position for the feet to come in, so Anderson holds on to it and England recycle.
Now England have a man advantage play. Now it'll be really interesting to see how they do set up, because I know that play was designed with Megan Whittle on the field before.
Lafferty to Merrifield, Merrifield onto Lynch. Lynch doesn't quite handle the ball. Over to Anderson. Cut by Brett. Feed from Simpson to Merrifield. Merrifield gets the shot away, but didn't really seem to sort of body shape out correctly to get a decent shot in. It's corralled by Donahue. Donahue under pressure from Hump. Donahue very calm on the ball, doing a really good job here for a team. No panic here whatsoever. Really controlling her body position, making sure the ball's away from Hump.
Yeah, England would be disappointed with that chance. They set up the play to get Merrifield isolated on the right-hand side. Just really didn't have the angle to shoot, and probably could have taken a cradle to try and place the shot more effectively rather than just quick stick it straight at the goalie.
And Hunt doing a really nice job there, because she actually handed the player over to Lafferty for a...
Yeah, really hard work to defend that long.
Absolutely.
Putting that pressure on. She'll be tired after that.
I just thought Donaghy was excellent then. Really calm. You know, controlled the ball for a team. Ran time off the clock, which is also important. Remember, they're a player down.
Yeah, they've now just... the Canadian player, Dobby's now re-entered the play.
And we're all even.
She's not been picked up by the English defence. Running free.
Hayes does a good job of spotting that.
I think one thing with Donahue in goal, she used her size well to keep Hump away.
And we see Evans now. We've not really mentioned Evans, and we've had 5 minutes of this second half, and she decides she wants a bit of the ball and has gone and taken possession. She's marked up by Lynch. Lynch is a long way from a goal.
Yeah, I think she'll like that matchup, because Lynch, although being very fast, is a smaller player, and I think Evans will like that matchup and probably get the ball back from up top.
So Dobie holding possession up, cut by Kinner. Again, Kinner working very hard, and here we have the one-on-one dodge on Chan, not trying to overcommit against Dobie.
So we've got 3-second call on England. Merrifield called for 3 seconds. Dobby's looking to really feed there. We're looking for Chan to make a mistake.
I think she was looking for Chan to overcommit on her, basically, and Chan did a really good job of not overcommitting, just leaning in, you know, not getting a body weight out of shape at all. And here's the flip pass play that the Canadians like to use to Gate. Gate gives it up. Here's Evans on that drive again. England do a better job this time of sorting that drive out, much better.
There was a good switch there by Oakley, who picked up Evans, because there was a lot of confusion. Canada had a bit of a misdirection there, with Evans coming to her left, the attackers cutting to her right, trying to pick off the England defence. But Oakley did a good job there to pick up.
Kinner on the dip move, flips it out to Shivari. Shivari gives it up to Dobie. Dobie looks to feed, but decides it goes behind to Jimmerson.
We got a charge call.
Charge call on Shivari.
Lynch was actually really late coming across there.
She was really late, absolutely, but I felt that she got her feet planted. If she's got her feet planted and the attack player makes contact with her, that's a foul, that's a turnover, goes England's way. I agree she was late, but she used that outstanding speed of hers to get herself just there in time.
It really looks like the officials are tightening up on this physical play. Be interested to see if Canada does adjust, because
Hump losing possession in the double team there. Kinner and Merrill got themselves over on a double team on Hump, and Hump trying to go through the middle of it, ends up getting a big bump and losing possession on that. And
I think she'll regret that decision, because it was a good opportunity for England to get back into attack and try and claw that deficit back to 1.
I just think the Canadians were just working really hard. That was the thing. She was surprised to find a second midi had got to her so quickly. Here's Evans on the little move on the inside, feeds down the post to Dobie, and the shot by Dobie comes.
Hard to see if it came off the post there or if McNabb got a big piece of it.
And a really nice play there from the Canadians. Doesn't come off with a finish down the post.
Oh, here we go. We're going to see another yellow card from Canada, as Oakley was barged after she passed the ball. Nearly ended up in the front row of the stand there. So England are going to have another man advantage.
There was a cross crease feed from the Canadians. Jamieson decided she was giving it up to Strop for the open goal finish. Ball was missed, came out this side. England won it back through Merrifield. Oakley gets fouled on the sideline, and England now go man up. We really want to make sure
Great Canada pressure there as Oakley can't handle the pass from Hillier.
And Canada have got a break on here. Excellent job by Gloucester to get over and strop out. McKenna puts it on the floor, and an empty stick check there by Hayes.
That was a bit of ill-discipline.
Well, Hayes very frustrated. I can sympathise with that. She thought the player was going to actually scoop the ball up cleanly. Player didn't. Ball still on the floor. Hayes hits the stick. It's going to be a Canada ball. Canada can now run that time down, get their player back on the field and play all square. Ball in Dobie's stick behind the goal, faced up by two England players. Backdoor cut goes in there. Very surprised she took that pass on. Ball being brought out by Chan. Chan looking for Merrifield. Merrifield to Gloucester. Gloucester pings a very speculative pass to Brett when really the one on was to Anderson. Ball turned over.
Yeah, really disappointing to see from the England defence. So they worked so hard to turn the ball over, but then just give the ball away so easy. It's sort of the mistakes we were seeing in the first half. Yes,
I mean, again, just not great options, basically, when we've got the ball under pressure and ball gets popped in here. It's in drop stick on this near right side to the commentary position. Ball comes out to Keena. Keena looking at a lot of space here as England look for the double team, but Shivari's about to re-enter play and we're going to go back to all square. England must be very disappointed that they've not managed to score a goal from those 2 minutes. But Hayes comes away with the ball, gives it Brett. Canada doing a good job to funnel back here. Brett using some pace there, and Morissette with a great check.
Great check in there.
Ells the ball back and Anderson takes possession behind the goal.
Yeah, they've given the ball away. Canada have really closed that space off. What England really need to think about is Canadian body on the floor. Simpson free in the middle and gets a great goal.
Simpson's so excited. That was a great goal. Showed some real determination there, Dave. She was bumped pretty hard.
Simpson did really well to not only catch the ball, but take the time and composure to get a great low shot off who beat Donahue.
So here we go back to the central draw. We've got Merrifield against Dovies. The crowd are very into this game now.
Those two England goals have got the crowd right back into the game, but Dobby comes away with the ball.
And it has the presence of mind to one-handed flip pass it out into some space where Merrill does some tidying up, but Hump gets Merrill under some real pressure here as England's basically shut the Canadian team off, and they're leaving with Merrill with the ball. Merrill with the ball, and Hump's working so hard for this England team. Merrill does really well, but gets some pressure now from Chan.
Yeah, she didn't panic. England will want to lock off here because that would be a good matchup for Chen to try and take the ball away. Merrill stuck at the wrong end of the field handling the ball.
Chan goes through the pick there. Gloucester thinks about a double team, but then goes back to mark a player. England still locking off. And Dobie does a great move on the inside, but tries to pass it to...
Just a push call there. Dobie draws the free position.
Yeah, she passed it out. Keena gave it. Passed it out to Keena. Keena gave it back. Dobie looked to do a split dodge where she got the stick down low by her feet. England collapsed the defense in on her and commit a push foul, which is going to send her to the free throw line. They've called the foul on Hillier.
Yeah, well, what Dobby did so well there is just draw the England defence elsewhere, and the England defence came with sticks rather than bodies.
Shoot, she gives it to Evans. Are you surprised there was no shot there, Dave?
Yeah, no, I would have thought that we would have seen a left-handed screamer coming from the 11-metre arc there.
Perhaps shows the mentality with this Canadian team, where they feel they've just been under a bit of pressure from the England team, and
just probably want to take some time here, because it's been a lot of England attack.
Merrifield matched up against Evans. Merrifield does a good job.
Yeah, just a good job. Funnel her down the side there. That's a better matchup for England in defence.
Jimison against Hillier. This has been a great contest all day, this Jimison-Hillier matchup. And Dobie does what she does best, which is come up with a really creative play. She looked to the inside. As she looked to the inside, Chan stepped to try and block the pass. What she wasn't aware of was that Dobie'd taken a step towards the front of the goal, was actually above the plane of the goal, and as she stepped up, Dobie just then threw it in the corner, because she was in front of the goal.
I think Chen just got caught out of position there, and Dobie, being as smart as she is, was able with an easy finish there. See Sally Kehoe warming up on the sideline for England. I wonder if we'll see a goalkeeping change before the game's through. Not much McNabb could say. I mean, really, Chan's got to be applying more pressure. She's completely out of position there to leave Dobie with so much time and room, and she just comes around with an easy finish.
So back to the Keystone to draw again. England changing it up here with
Lafferty back in the middle.
Yeah. Again, just showing Dobie with a different look, and England come up with Anderson, and
that's another check to the head by Dobie. And really should have seen another yellow card and they're out of the game.
And you could see the England players informing the official there that it was to the head, but no call there for a card. But England do get possession as we enter the final quarter stage of the game. Brett looks to the inside to Lafferty. Lafferty up to Smith. Latolis on the field. England using the whole of the bench, Dave.
Yeah, well, the one thing we haven't seen in an England attack is we haven't seen them trying to dodge against this zone. They're still looking to feed the middle. And the problem is when they send the cuts that they've just done there, it becomes very crowded.
Check there on Simpson, but that was a check into her body. It was a sort of half poke check, half little wrap check, and that was called by the official, and Simpson's going to try and head this towards the plane of the goal. Feeds it to the inside, and she was actually feeding Latolis. Latolis didn't handle the pass. The Canadian doing a really good job in there of corralling possession, and Simpson in frustration commits a foul, but it's been a pass out by the Canadians. It's come off the Canadian stick, Guy's stick, and England are now going to bring the ball back on.
And one thing I've been noticing on these restarts is the Canadians seem to be creeping on the whistle, and we've got another check into the body by Guy on Hump. If you see there, she's not even 4 meters behind the ball there, and she's moving before the whistle starts.
And we just had a bit of after the ball had gone bit there, with Guy giving Hump a push as the referee turned ahead. Again, both teams fighting really hard, and this game is so competitive.
Yeah, well, it's great to see. I think the fans are being entertained. We've got a full stand here watching this game. A great look. It just can catch the ball by Anderson in a great position to win the ball back.
And a push by Canada. Gate can't believe it. Hands on her head, but a push called there as Lafferty corralled the ball out of play, and here's Latolis one-on-one with Evans. Smith looks at some space in there. Evans across to help excellent athleticism from Evans.
Yeah, poor decision there to make that pass. There's nothing on there.
Absolutely, and Hunt gets frustrated. Takes it. Now the officials call the foul. Time stopped just while they sort out whether.
I think they're just checking to make sure that the player's all right.
Yeah, Sutton just seemed to take a bit of a bang, so just had a bit of a stopping play there, and Sutton showing her athleticism, but Smith really doing a good job, and a nice roll dodge there from Sutton, who, being a defence player, wasn't quite aware that she actually didn't have anybody between her and the actual England goal.
I think we've seen patches of good play from England that the coaches have to be pleased with, but still some of that decision making that letting them down when they work so hard to win the ball back, just give it away so cheaply. We had not seen that from the Canadians. Have been really patient on the ball, waiting for the right look. As we're getting down 13 minutes left, the crowd are trying to buoy the England defence.
Ball moves around, it's in Dobie's stick. Dobie just taking a look to the inside, but we've seen this from Canada a lot in the games. And I think it's a very, very good tactic, really. They take the air all out of the ball. They really do play very slowly for like about 30, 40, 50 seconds. And then they'll go into their motion offense.
Yeah,
I think it just helps the younger players on this Canadian team just settle down when the ball's in the attack. Dobie takes control of it, gives them a bit of security around what's happening, and Dobie decides that.
In all reality, she could stand there for the rest of the game with no pressure behind.
Absolutely, you're 2 goals up. It's not Canada who need to score, it's England.
See, Canada started really wide in this attack and now looking to get into their flow.
We've got a triple pick going on this near side with Chevry, Strop and Jimison.
Dobie just parked behind. She's not even looking to initiate attack or any of this movement with this stack on this side.
Nope, she's organising things here, so everybody's now moved across to the right-hand side of the goal. We've got 4 players together.
I think we're looking to see another isolation coming from the right-hand side here.
That's right. I think that's what they're trying to set up. Either that or they're trying to set up a crease roll. Everybody cuts left-handed there, and then some recuts on the right hand. Dobie not really interested in throwing the ball. She's just going to sit there and keep it. She's looking for a really good chance here. She's not just going to throw it for a half chance here.
Yeah, we've now seen her hold the ball behind for 2 minutes actually here. No hurry whatsoever. At some point, England will have to think about pressing the goal, and there we go.
So, Morissette looking around for Keena. Keena.
And Smith just a little late to the ball there.
Chevry did a really good job.
It was always going to be a race to the ball to try and win that.
I'm just really surprised that one of the England midfield players just didn't run straight into the attack, allowing the Anderson, who was the closest attack player, just literally to step 1 yard over the restraining line, pick the ball up. Nice job by Adams there.
Adams with a great turnover.
And Lafferty misses the Adams pass.
Yeah, it's right into her stick there. I mean,
again, where the lapse in concentration, and England have got a blown coverage on defence. And Chevry with just a golden opportunity to score, blasts the ball wide of the left hand upright. Yeah, really expected the net to ripple there, Dave, because she had a long time to size up that finish. Nobody covering her. Crease defence player worried about Dobie behind, blasts it wide. Dobie here. England send the 2 from the behind the goal. Gloucester slides across. Lafferty comes out to meet Gate. Gate with a Gate with the roll dodge. Doesn't take it in her left, comes back on her right. Separation created with the defence player. A really nice finish to the right-hand side of McNabb. Canada 8, England 5.
Yeah, really unlucky for England there. They win the ball to turn it over. A poor mistake. They didn't recover from there. Lafferty was out of position after she dropped the ball, never recovered, and then was on the ball with Gate here.
So
Gate splits
the roll dodge,
and Lafferty completely turns the wrong way.
basically.
You really want to look at a drop step there, but she completely turned the wrong way, which gave Gate plenty of time and room to finish that ball. And a stick side high shot. England with a timeout, trying to regroup with just 9.5 minutes to go.
So Dave, we're sat here, we're looking at this game. What's Coach Collier saying to the England team right now? It's been super competitive. We've seen some excellent lacrosse. What's Phil's message to the team with just under 10 to go?
Yeah, I think the message is there's been nothing wrong with the energy and commitment from the girls today. They've had lapses in concentration and some poor decision making, and he'll be trying to refocus them for the last 9.5 minutes here to try and finish this game strong. Starting with this center draw, we see Camilla Hayes back on the draw, and what they're really looking for is to come up with this draw, come down and have a good possession with some good decision making to try and get that good look in front of the goal.
And it all has to start with a good center draw and trying to get up an early possession, get it in the stick of Simpson, get it in the stick of Hump, try and create opportunity through those two players. They're the key to the England performance for this last 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, they want to come back and finish this 9.5 minutes strong. I think we'll see more of the same from Canada, just being really patient in attack, and it'll be interesting to see how the game goes and whether England apply pressure when Canada have the ball. Kind of more problems trying to set the draw here.
Clock stopped though, so we're not losing any time on this while the official looks to sort it out. Hayes was so close, but a great back check by Hayes, puts the ball on the floor. Dobie with just exceptional hands there.
Yeah, I mean, she's been the difference maker in the game today. I mean, anything that's come good of Canada's revolved around her, really. She's just that calming influence with them. And if it's not the goals and assists, it's setting up the right people to dodge, and such a strong presence on the field.
And ensuring that Canada get that centre draw. Drive by Canada, flips it out to Keener. Keener marked up by Merrifield. Pass behind. Shivari doing a nice job there, marked up by Gloucester. Gloucester unfortunately committed a foul. Gloucester just kind of lost a bit of patience there, really.
Yeah, just to check into the heads.
Shivari was passing the ball. She had no reason to throw a check there at all.
I think it was one of those, she wanted to take her chance there just to see if she could come away with it.
Absolutely. Well, England, as the time runs down here, is going to have to look to try and get some possession from somewhere. So they are going to have to kind of force the play now. We're going to need to see them come out, put some more pressure on the ball, see whether they can
Well, you see now the England defence are completely locked off to see if Merrifield can dislodge the ball from Kinner.
Kinner's done a nice job today, though.
Yeah, she just looks relaxed on the ball. She's come into the midfield now. And a great check by Laitolis there. Merrifield had the presence of mind to get onside so Laitolis could put the check in. Big turnover by England.
Out to Lynch. Lynch in some space, but a brilliant check there. How good is that from Evans? She's just had an excellent game, Dave, hasn't she? And it really shows how athletic she was. She got across to Evans, an excellent check, puts the ball on the floor. She wins the ground ball from it, and Canada back with possession again.
Yet another time when England, though, come up with the ball and lose it straight away, give Canada back possession. It was a great play by Evans.
Gate running from Evans.
Oh, off the post.
England, Chan gets fouled in the middle of the field by Morissette.
The clock stopped. Clock stopped just to set the field, but again, the players should be 4 meters away here on the restart, and the officials aren't really positioning the players. See Oakley running the right-hand side, and the Canadian players just close this space, work really hard to defend the clear.
The Tollis releases Simpson. Simpson was not actually on the field there. Looked like England were just giving some instructions there to Simpson, and she was actually off the field, but now she's back on, and Brett gives it up to Simpson. Simpson flipped past to Hump. Hump and Simpson together.
England attacked just a bit too low. They're crowding the space, so there's no room for Simpson and Hump to operate.
And yet again, the Simpson-Hump combination creates a chance. And again, the two of them playing keep ball together. Little flip pass to the inside.
It's amazing.
By Hump to Simpson. Simpson doing the stutter dodge, then taking the dive across to open the angle up for the shot.
Well, I'm amazed.
Scoots the ball wide.
I'm amazed they're able to get those shots off, because the rest of the England attack were clogging the space they were trying to work in.
And here we have Brett. Dodging against Guy. Guy ends up fouling Brett. First check was good, and Brett recovered from that, but the second check deemed to be illegal.
Yeah, I think she was a bit fortunate there.
Ball to Hump. Hump against Merrill, gives it out to Merrifield. Merrifield on the dodge. Really good combination there. England's captain taking responsibility there. It just seemed that for the first time England had gone and they used a different move. Not the two-player play, giving it up top. There's a bit of space. Merrifield walks around a player, scores easily.
What you saw was different, was direct movement in the last few phases, dodging hard to the goal, pushing the goal. That freed Merrifield from up top to have the space to run in. So you see, she received the ball up there, but it was all created from the play behind, which drew the Canadian defense down low, gave Merrifield the room to operate up top, and she's so difficult to stop when she's running with a full head of steam up top.
So we have a 2-goal game here with just under 5 to play. Merrifield goes to draw off against Dobie. Key matchup here, England really looking for the ball. And Morissette tidies up after Merrifield actually looked like she'd won possession there. It was Merrifield who actually touched the ball.
Yeah, the one thing that what England didn't do on defending that draw was stay with their players there. They might have come away with it there, but instead we're chasing where the ball went rather than stick where the players were. We've got pressure by Lafferty on the goalie, Donahue. As they're trying to win the ball back, but Donahue again keeping her body between the ball and Lafferty. McNabb's out from the England goal, marking. So all the Canadian players, as Anderson loses gate, and we've got a foul by Lafferty on Donahue.
Hillier's just taking a look behind her because in fact it's 3v2 further up the field. England still play 3v2 with the goalkeeper marking one of the attacking players here, so there's nobody in the England goal at this moment in time. Gives it up to Doby. Doby obviously scoring that unbelievable goal against the States where she scored from inside her own half.
But interesting thing with her, coming all the way into the defense to try and secure the clear, but she throws it off the field. Good pressure by Laura Merrifield there, and England come away with it with just over 3 minutes left. A golden chance here to try and get another goal back.
Pass into Chan. Chan under pressure. Wants to give it to an attack player and finds Anderson next to her. Anderson marked up with Evans. Evans ever present. England just settle this down. We're under 3 to play.
Yeah, they got to really be looking to push the tempo here like they did in their last attack.
To Simpson. Big bump from there from Guy. Kinner helps out. And an excellent pass from Hump into Brett. Brett can't handle the pass.
Yeah, that was right in her stick. She's got to take that chance there, but
the ball's
England
on the
working
floor.
hard, and Simpson just pushes in the back with Guy there. Trying to work so hard to get the ball back, but just commits the foul. But
it was just such an excellent chance for Brett. They've done the 3-player move with the 3 attack players. The ball had been worked really well. Hump's so aware, finds Brett on a favoured left hand. It's a good pass. It's not an off pass. It's stick side. It's head high, and you really expected the ball to be in the stick there and the net rippling. But unfortunately, Brett loses the pass. It goes beyond the. Canada get the ball out. England commit a foul, and it's Canada ball. 2 to play with England 2 down. Canada winning 8-6.
Yeah, we got timeout on the field, so Canada will be looking to. They've had difficulty clearing the last couple times with England ramping up the pressure by bringing McNabb out of the goal. So Canada will be looking to really set up, have the ball on Dobby's stick, trying to get the ball on Evans and Kinner's stick to try and get that ball on the attacking end. And England will be trying to set up how they're going to get that pressure back on the Canadian defense clearing the ball.
That pressure coming because they're throwing the goalkeeper McNabb out. That's going to give them an extra player to bump up the field. It means they can get pressure on the ball. And it'll be interesting to see whether the turnover can actually happen and England force the game into a single goal. I'm sure though that the Canadians are going to back their skill and athleticism to be able to withstand the pressure. Inevitably, we're going to see the ball wanting to be in Morissette or Doby Sticks.
Yeah.
Or Evans.
Well, Guy's restarting it because we had the foul from Simpson before the timeout.
And guess what? Immediate pass to Evans. Evans to Boissonneau. Boissonneau upfield. Good responsibility, but the ball goes on the floor.
Oh.
And that's a push by Boissonneau, and it's going to be an England ball here.
Yeah, Gloucester did a great job once the ball went onto the floor there to get good body position on Boissonneau. She commits the foul.
Gloucester looking inside, inevitably gives it to Merrifield. Merrifield now off to the races. Takes on the Canadian defense. A really good check there by really good check there by Simpson to put the ball on the floor.
Yeah, Hump came out with a check in the body there.
And Hump, so aware, right next to her, scoops it up. Those two have been inseparable all evening.
So it looks like Hump's on the hanging hash here. They're not clearing the 11.
Looks up for Hayes. Hayes one-on-one with Gate. Anderson Brett should go behind to Simpson, but stays up top to Lynch. Time running down. England need to make their minds up here about what's going on. To Anderson, to Brett, Brett to Simpson. Took a wild day for the ball to get there then. Simpson one-on-one, flips it into Brett. Brett flip pass out to Simpson. Simpson couldn't handle the pass. Actually, it was a kind of no-look pass from Brett, quite close to her. She wasn't able to handle it. Goes out the back line.
Yeah, I think Simpson was expecting the shot to come from
Ball
Brett
goes
there.
on the floor though from Gate. Gate fouls Merrifield. England just getting pressure on the ball. Certainly can't fault commitment today for sure.
No, I think that's the one thing that the coaching staff will be pleased with. The girls have given their all.
Merrifield driving it left-handed, marked up by Gate. Simpson dancing on the crease. Really wanted to find a pass there as we're into the final minute here.
Yeah, England can't wait with passing the ball. They need to put pressure on the goal now.
Somebody needs to take responsibility here. Here goes Simpson. Simpson looking for Hump. Hump blocked off there by Kinner. Interesting that Kinner's marking her now as we go deep into the final minute.
Yeah, under 30 seconds left.
Goes to Anderson.
The Canadian zone's holding firm here, not letting the English
Brett.
attack through.
Brett to
off the crossbar.
Brett to Simpson off the crossbar.
The Hump, what a great interception.
Under 10. Save. And a foul. Stops the clock. 9 seconds. So Canada are going to roll out winners. It's just about whether England can get one final goal here. Came so close there. The move from England got Simpson wide open. She pinged it off the crossbar. It really looked like it was actually going to go in the net. It hit the turf and came back down.
Oh, and another shot from
again.
Hayes off the restart. I think we'll see a feed to the crease here with just a few seconds left.
Simpson, nice check there. And Canada win the game. 8 goals to 6. Fans here at Surrey Sports Park on the feet. Really exciting game of lacrosse. Congratulations to Canada on a winning performance. And Dave, some of the key points from you in this Canadian win?
Well, the Canadian win, all throughout the game they looked relaxed. The only time they really looked under pressure and really looked cause for concern is when England really ramped up the intensity when they were chasing the game at the end. I think from an England perspective, they'll be really pleased with the effort that they put in, but just I think with the pressure on, with not having the performances they've liked so far, just resulted in a few poor decisions, throwing balls away when they worked so hard to win it back and just not taking those opportunities. I think, though,
I mean, they certainly left some goals on the field, didn't they, in my eyes? Yeah, they definitely had created good goal-scoring opportunities, and I guess one of the disappointing things from the England performance is that they've actually only managed to register 6 goals.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the concerns for the last couple games is the attack not being able to convert their chances to goals. As they move forward to quarter-final rounds, they'll be mixed up by all accounts with Wales. And I know they opened the tournament with them, but Wales will be gunning for them, trying to overturn that opening game.
Absolutely, and we didn't see Whittle today.
We didn't see Whittle today. We know she's carrying a little bit of an injury. Might be just a coaching decision by the staff to save her for the quarterfinals. But I think as you see the English fans coming to thank the support here, who were really appreciative of the effort that they gave, just a real shame that all the hard work and determination didn't come out with the win.
And Hump and Simpson, excellent for England.
Yeah, when you're looking for the England performances, it stood out for me today. Hump and Simpson worked great together. We saw some strong performances by Hillier behind the goal in defense. and really some strong hustling play in midfield to win balls, but I think England still need to come around and rally around and look at themselves. Some of those individuals trying to lift their performance to really where we saw Hump and Simpson were really the driving force behind it, and I think we need the rest of the team to respond that coming into the quarterfinals.
The crowd rising to the Canadians as they come over to celebrate their win, and obviously we do an awful lot of talking about Dana Dobie and the influence she has on this team, but I'd really like to just single out a couple of outstanding performances from them. From my point of view, I really felt Evans was monumental in this game for them. I felt that she really covered the yardage fantastically well, and I also thought that the Canadian defence as a unit played really well.
Yeah, I mean, the zone defence is difficult to break down. The zone defence difficult to break down, and we're going to send down to Alex, who's now pitch side, with an interview after the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that here's Alex now, Dave.
Yeah, here with Olivia Hump, who scored 4 goals today against Canada. Congratulations, obviously a hard-fought game, but you played very well.
Yeah, you know, I think our team came out really hard, and I think this was one of the first games where we played the way we want to play. The crowd was amazing, and I think we really fed off that, and I think we're just looking to get more momentum going into the quarterfinals in the next couple games.
And time now to turn your attention to the knockout stages. Is it a different mindset?
Yeah, I mean, I think we want to take everything we've learned in these first couple games. I think for us it's been about playing every next game and focusing on one game at a time. And I think that's even more pertinent when it's a knockout stage. So for us, I think it's just performing in the moment and coming out really hard.
And the England supporters were amazing this afternoon. Do you have a message for all your fans?
No, I think the crowd was incredible. You can look at it right now. Playing in front of this crowd was one of the most incredible experiences that I've ever had, and I'm excited for the knockout rounds and hope that we can get all these wonderful fans back.
Thank you, Olivia. Good luck in the quarterfinal.
Thank you.
So, Dave, just looking at the sort of basis of the game, where we really looking at the sort of shots and save percentages, and you know, if we look at this, we've seen that Canada took sort of 17 shots for their 8 goals on the game, and
we're just seeing some of the replays of the goals in the second half where Hump drew that free position shot.
And that's a nice bottom corner finish from Hump right there. A really nice finish. And here's Simpson with an inside move and again good finish. But one of the things that we're seeing some good finishes here from the England team. However, on the 13 shots that England have taken on the day,
there's 8 saves by the Canadian goalkeeper, and at that point England were back in the game, only down by 1, but that's where we just had a lapse in concentration with Chloe Chen there on defense, and Dobby, the cool finisher, just puts it away.
Well, just took a step up, and here we have a one-on-one move again. Really good finish. Gate with an excellent move there. They spin to the inside and spin to the outside. Look how she gets her movement there. She turns Lafferty inside out twice for the off-stick side finish.
And this is where Merrifield at the end of the game got them back to within 2. And that's where England were really ramping up the intensity, putting pressure on the Canadian goal.
Nice inside move there. And then we've got England here with Brett feeding on the inside.
That was a shot off the crossbar.
And that was off the crossbar, and that would have made it a 1-goal game at that stage. And there we see again, it's a really nice quick stick. It's so unlucky that it doesn't actually go in the goal.
You can see Simpson there was gutted not to finish that.
Absolutely. Okay. And so here we have Alex down on the sideline with the Canadian head coach. over to you, Alex.
Now here with Scott Tita, Canada's head coach. Were you pleased with your team's performance this afternoon? A hard-fought game.
Yes, it was definitely a great lacrosse game. I thought England gave us everything that we can handle. Our girls played in a tight game, and they rose to the occasion to get us the lead. And then we just held on at the end and tried to keep possession of the ball.
4 wins, just 1 defeat in the group stages. How's the team feeling going into the knockout stages?
Right now, we're feeling pretty good. We're a little tired right now. We're going to rest up after this one and get ready for a game tomorrow and then hopefully move on from there.
And England certainly provided a tough test for Canada.
Yes, England's a fantastic team, and they gave us everything that we could handle today. They got some great lacrosse players over there that left it all on the field, and their coach and their country should be proud of them.
Thank you very much, Scott. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So that wraps up our coverage of the final Pool A game at the FIL Rathbones Women's World Cup here in Guildford. Canada running out winners 8-6 against the host England. We look forward to all you lacrosse fans coming and joining us tomorrow for our coverage of the quarterfinals, and we wish you all a good night.